That I have is on page 1, line 20, delete reproductive health or reproductive health center. And the gentleman would like to add a couple of words to that.
Well, right, so what this would do is, this amendment would actually just take out the reproductive health centers when, I don't think that does what the intent of the bill is, because there could be some reproductive health centers that do perform elective abortions. And so we're not really intending to, this would make it, okay for them to be within that 2,000 feet. I think what would be a better, instead of deleting, if we added, instead of deleting reproductive health centers, if we added to those lines who perform abortions. And that way, we're only dealing with...
No, the bill. So the bill will read on existing law, no provision of the law is present to provide comprehensive standards for abortion clinics
or reproductive health
centers. No, on page 1, line 20, I'm sorry. The bill will provide the Alabama Department of Health may issue or renew a new health center license to an abortion clinic or reproductive health centers
who or that perform abortions.
And that center you're saying is different than?
Right, so there could be some reproductive, I could hang a plaque that just says reproductive health center and perform abortions, and if we delete this language, if we do what this amendment proposes, we would basically create a loophole when what we're trying to do is limit the abortion. So if your amendment said, which would answer the question as to what Representative Black brought, is are there some clinics out there that do reproductive health that don't do abortions? I don't know that there are, but if there are, then this language right here, or the language if we said who perform abortions, would then take out, it would free up anybody that was just a reproductive health center focused on in vitro, what have you.
I hear you. Okay, so you're envisioning that the best language to continue to provide an opportunity or a lack of opportunity for the abortion clinic to exist. So in doing so, you would add reproductive health centers who...
Right, just add, and I don't know if it's on 20 or 21, but just add who perform abortions.
Okay.
Just add that, as opposed to deleting reproductive health center.
Well, that is a step in the right direction, but my other problem is, and I don't really have a major problem with that, since your focus is on abortion, you want to make sure, but I don't want this reproductive health center to be penalized for providing the types of services that an individual would need, such as birth control pills, pap smears, those types of things, in vitro, that type.
Right.
So you are adding, you're accepting this.
We're going to do this. Are we going to do this on the fly?
Yes,
Let me see the bill.
Do we have time?
You got 5 minutes.
Mark.
So I guess you would add on line 20 after reproductive health. So add reproductive health center who perform abortions. And then do the same thing on lines 26. Add, instead of deleting reproductive health center, you're going to add who perform abortions. Sloppy, right?
clerk receive the amendment. Amendment to House Bill number 527 by Representative Hall.
You're not quiet.
Oh,
All right, she's going to withdraw it and have it rewritten. Is that correct, Mr. Clerk? All right, I tell you what, Ms. Hall, if she'll withdraw that, then I'll go ahead and call on Mr. Holmes A. of Montgomery. Mr. Holmes A.
Here we go.
Mr. Henry, what's the purpose of this bill?
purpose of this bill is to reduce the exposure of young children to the volatile and graphic nature that surrounds abortion clinics.
Well, the abortion be taking place this time. I mean, the kids not going to see the abortion taking place, are they?
The atmosphere, the protests, the graphic nature of those.
Well, graphic, give me an example of graphic nature.
Pictures of babies being dismembered, their arms, their legs torn off.
You're talking to people out there marching and demonstrating, right?
I'm talking about the graphic nature that surrounds the atmosphere around abortion clinics. And subjecting kids as young as 4 years old.
No, but I don't understand what you're saying. I mean, people have a right to march and demonstrate and picket, don't they?
Yes, sir.
And the one over there, close to on the west side of town, every day they out there picketing.
I'm
Now,
not, I'm
you
just
know, one
telling
thing
you.
I could see
Oh, Scott,
them
coming through.
carrying
I'm sorry.
some signs.
There's no reason.
I never
whatsoever.
seen any signs with any pictures
That
on
came
them.
out of his mouth. Anybody's mouth. This is
Are you
2015.
for abortion or against abortion?
Thank you.
I am opposed to,
Just ask the question, are you for abortion or against abortion? It is-
I am
Hey, yes or no?
opposed to elective
Really?
abortion.
Really?
Mr. Speaker, let me go. I don't need you to lecture me now. I asked you a question, are you for
I
abortion
almost
or
turned upset.
against abortion? You can answer that yes or no.
I can say
Now,
like some
now,
pregnant.
personally,
I'm sitting up there going,
personally, I'm against abortion. Personally, I'm against abortion.
did he just
Um,
say
If a female member of my family got pregnant and wasn't married and came to me and asked me what would be my recommendation as whether they should have an abortion or not, my recommendation would be not to have an abortion. But if they choose to have an abortion, I will support their decision. Yeah, I would support their decision. Personally, I'm against abortion. But I would support whatever decision that a female member of my family make. If they want to have the baby, fine. If they want to have an abortion, I would support that. But Mr. Henry, let me ask you this. Since you've been in the legislature, have you ever introduced a bill that was positive? Everything you introduced, everything you spoke is surrounded with controversy.
It kind of turned controversial that I did have the little plasma bill so that people raised the age of, or lowered the age of consent for anybody that can donate blood or plasma from 19 to 18, and it turned into a contentious bill because it was a Senate bill that we carried over, and
I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about introducing a bill to help people.
Well, I figured that was
People
positive. That was a
people
positive
who
bill.
are hungry, unemployed, to help people, help them to save their
All you
homes.
used to do was ask him, has
Everything you
he
supposed
just
to
gives
do
you
in the
says,
legislature,
have you?
it mostly those
Been doing this too
right-wing
long.
people support. Huh? They like who? So what? Yeah, everything you support is a right-wing cause. I ain't never seen you come to this mic and said, I want to support a bill, Mr. Speaker, encouraging young children to go to church on Sunday. Encouraging the various departments in the state of Alabama to employ people based on qualification and not based on race. Encouraging young men to go into the military and fight for their country. I have a flow.
Okay.
Encouraging young men to go in the military and fight for their country. Of course, you know, when y'all campaigning, I heard some of y'all campaigning, boy, you were so pro-military and try to be so patriotic. Basically, most of the whites that I have served with in the legislature joined the Alabama National Guard to keep from going to fight for their country. One of George Wallace's cabinet members told me, said during the Vietnam War, said, you know, they had the draft back in that time, said they had so many people trying to join the Alabama National Guard to keep them going to Vietnam, said they had to set up a special office. That's the reason over in Vietnam, basically the only people ending up over there fighting was blacks and poor whites. But when you give these campaign speeches, you want to tell people that you are patriotic. You a young man, you need to go down tomorrow to the induction center and join the Army, the Navy, to go to Afghanistan or go to Iraq. I believe John Knight and myself were the only two members of the legislature that was in the military during the Vietnam War. That's right. I forgot about Representative Booth. John Knight won a Silver Star in Vietnam. Most all the others, boy, you get rippy, boogie down there to the National Guard's office. Where is it located? Out there on Coliseum Boulevard. Join the National Guard to keep them going, fight for your country. Well, when you're campaigning, you're giving these speeches, yeah, I'm for a strong military. I'm for